guys, Mike here from Old Man Things, and how y'all doing? I'm sitting in the old Frog and Toad snug, and I got a friend over here. I'm going to introduce him to you. This is my friend Baz. Oh, sorry. This is my friend Baz. He's the one that was the light in my dark tent the night of the storm. So he came to visit the old Frog and Toad. We're smoking clay pipes in the old pub. So it was a fun afternoon. Baz stayed here for, I'd say, a good couple hours. We had a plowman's lunch, but I'll get into that more. But one thing he brought me was a bunch of different English beers, and I was quite pleased. But one thing could knock me over with a feather. Old Peculiar. I don't know if I can say it right, but I have a hard time saying that word, peculiar. And it's a Yorkshire beer. So I'm going to believe it's Yorkshire. Anyways, I haven't had this for it's been 29 years. So I've got myself the proper English pint mug. It's even got the stamp. I don't know if you can see the stamp right there. Made in England. I got this. And I hoard my good English beers. It's really hard for me to drink because it's got to be just right occasion, right? So, I'm going to give it a pour, and I'll meet you. Oh, you can watch me pour if you want, and then I'll meet you in the snug. So this isn't officially, the full English pint, but oh, does it look nice? Holy cow, does it look nice? I don't want to spill a drop of this. I'll meet you at the snug. I wanted to show you one other thing he gave me. So this Tetley was given to me by Gary Olden in the Way. And Baz gave me this bass one. Isn't that neat? And he got that when he was in England. And I've been looking for one, so it's so neat that he found one for me. And I stuck it with the bass handle. So isn't that neat? I'm well pleased with that. As I fill my pipe, I'll talk. I was all excited about sitting out in the Tiki Toe Dogs tonight and having a fire, but there's this little tiny green dot on the radar. It's just hovering over Door County, right above where I live. And it's on and off showers until 9 o'clock. So, and there's hardly any breeze. So it's just sitting there. It's sitting there like a bloody sore tooth. I got my Comoys. And I'm smoking some Prince Albert. I'm going to show you my pint. Look at that. I mean, that's a proper pint. That's a proper pizza. I'm not going to have a drink yet. I'm going to wait a bit. Look at the head on that. That's what that machine does. That physics, it's a game changer. If you like, draft beer, this is a game changer. All right, I'm going to have a sip. It smells good. It smells wonderful. Man, is that good. Holy cow. I hate to drink it because it's like I want to. I want to just save it. Just like it's so good. So here's my story of old peculiar. I can't say it. I'm not gonna say it. There's certain words I struggle, and that's one of them. I figured it was 29 years ago because it was 97. It was 1997, and I started college in La Crosse, Wisconsin. In the first semester, I lived at my dad's house, which was in Warren, Wisconsin, by Toma. So it was about an hour drive to La Crosse. Well, I had found some old peculiar, and it was in this old liquor store. There was a pack of 6 bottles, and that's all there was. And the guys sat on the shelf. He said, "I'm glad it's gone." I said, "You gonna get any more?" He went, "No." But back then, you could find anything that was English beer. You could find Abbott Ale. You could find Tetley. You could find Bass. You know, back when Newcastle Brown Ale was good. Whitbread, which one of my great grandfathers was a Whitbread, so that's kind of neat. You could find all kind. I mean, you named it now. Only a handful. Anyway, so I had these 6 bottles, and I brought them to my dad's, and I had drunk one of them, and I mean, I was just loving it, like how lively I am now. And it's a little bit warm, and that's the way it should be drunk. It's kind of neat. I came home from school one afternoon. 5 bottles left, right? And my dad's sitting at the counter where I always would sit, liquored up. And I walk in and I see he's got a glass. He doesn't ever drink out of a glass. He's got like this much left and it looks dark. And so I was like, "What are you drinking, Dad?" And he said, I'm going to swear because it's my dad. But that old shit you bought. I said, "What?" He said, "Next time you buy beer, buy good beer, not that stupid stuff." I said, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "I drink all that beer, but I didn't like it." He drank all 5 bottles. I wanted to cry. I got to have one. That was in 1997 was the last time I had one. So cheers, Baz. So I had my visit with Baz. And Baz had spent some time in England. And like me, loved the pubs. And he said, it was like he said it was a bucket checkoff list to come and see the old Frog and Toll, which I thought that was kind of neat. He said it reminded him of an old English pub. And he said, and the fact that every piece in here has a story, and it does. That's what's so neat about it. All this old crap all has a story. He loved it. But we had a ploughman's lunch. Traditional English pub lunch. We had crusty bread, English cheddar, Branson pickle, pickled eggs, and pickled gherkins, which is just a pickle. But in England they say pickled gherkins. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And Baz brought some of it, so I thank you for that as well, Baz. It was just such a fun afternoon. We smoked pipes, told stories, talked. Um, we had a proper pint in. Used the pour system to pour it. We had 2 bottles of Belhaven Scotch ale, or Scottish ale. And then I got out my good whiskey that I had aged myself, or finished aging, making a 12-year-old. Got that out. Had a wee drop. And we even had a proper half pint each shandy while we ate our lunch. So it was so much fun. But yeah, it reminded me of my story of my dad drinking all my beer. I'll tell you another story. It's a wonder I can stand and walk, and I'm not stand, walk, and talk. My brother and I shared a room together, and when he went to college in Illinois. And on weekends he'd come back, but he liked Budweiser, so he had a case of Budweiser in the closet. He'd come home and he'd stick a few in the refrigerator. Well, my dad didn't like Budweiser. He hated Budweiser, about probably as much as he hated Old Peculiar. When I came home one day and he's drinking, I was in high school, he's drinking that damn Budweiser. And I said, Dad, what are you doing? And he said, don't give me a hard time, Michael. I'm just enjoying myself. I said, yeah, but you're drinking John's beer. That's his beer. You don't like Budweiser. I know. It tastes like crap. I said, stop drinking it. I'll take you into town and get you some Miller Lite. No. That's what he liked. He drank Pabst religiously. Everybody I knew drank Pabst religiously. And then when they shot themselves in the foot, when everyone stopped drinking it, he went to Miller Lite. He said, no, I'm not going anywhere now. I'm done. So he's drinking the beer, and then he gets up, goes in the fridge, grabs another one, cracks it open. What ticked me off? Because I knew he didn't like it. So he said, you're not having any more. And he said, who's the father and who's the son? Okay? He used to always say that. So I could see the box, the case was like on the floor on the side of the refrigerator. So I grabbed that box, started putting the cans from the refrigerator. And he's yelling, Michael, no! I said, you're not having any more. I'll take you into town and get you some Miller Lite. So I go to leave the kitchen towards the room, and he comes running at me and tackles me. And he's yelling the whole time, no! And I go face first with this box of damn Budweiser. And my wife says I'm stubborn. I was stubborn then too. I do like the commando crawl, right? He's got his arms around my legs yelling, no! And I'm pushing the beat as I'm doing the commando crawl. And I get to the back door and I open it up. And he's yelling, no, Michael! And I grab the beer. Just a second. My wife called just at the right second of the... So I'm on my stomach, door's open, and I'm just throwing the beer. And he's like crawling up me, trying to stop, yelling, no, Michael, no! And I'm just throwing them. And when it yells, you hear it, boosh. And then I do another one, boosh. We had such fun when I was a kid and lived there. Anyhow, that's my story, guys. Had a great day. Great day in the old Frog and Toad pub. And I've got a great beer. And hopefully I can go outside, have a bit of a fire later. So cheers, everyone. Cheers, Baz. Thanks for watching. Cheers again, and toodle-pip.